what's the point of being successful and making good money and having all that stuff if you look like shit and you can't enjoy it? The longer you leave it, mate, the harder it is for you and the worse it gets. It's not a race, it's an 8-week challenge. It's like just consistent. You eventually get right to where you want to be.
All right, here we are at MPT HQ, home fucking gym, with MPT Rebuild success client all the way from Burnie, Tasmania today. Zane Murphy. So we're gonna have a chat about how you lost 21 kilos in total doing a rebuild and how you've arrived today at, what's your best scan? I think 8%, wasn't it?
Yeah, around that, yep.
Which is not bad for a father of 2 who runs a roofing company.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, let's do it. Okay, all right, so we're starting off with pin loaded lat pull down. In between sets, mate, while we're catching our breath. What did you do on the first 100-day rebuild?
The first, I did. I think I lost 12.8 kilos or something.
12.8, yep.
Yep, which is not too bad.
It's pretty fucking good, man.
Yeah.
It's over a kilo a week.
Yep.
Yep, and I'm pretty sure you guys were building calories too.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
We build up as we went. And sometimes the weight would just sort of stay the same, and then for a week or maybe 2 weeks, and then we just get another big drop. And so we just got to stay consistent, which the coaches are obviously really good at.
Yeah,
helping me along the way and just keeping me on track and just making sure that you're not getting carried away because of weight. The scale's not really moving, so
The big thing is what we talked about is you're not losing weight. You're changing body composition.
Yep.
You're losing fat, trying to build, or in your instance, maintain muscle mass because you already had a ton of it.
Yep.
So some weeks you won't see it reflected on the scales, but you're seeing in the mirror, in the gym with performance, how you're feeling, people noticing, etc.
Yeah, no, 100%. Even now, my mindset, after sort of doing this for, I think 7 or 8 months or something I've been going, is, I'm not really trying to get the scale down anymore, that's been my entire life, really.
Yeah.
I've always sort of been a big-bodied, sort of chubby sort of guy that has always just been trying to get the scale number down. Whereas now I've sort of, in all my years of playing sport and all that, I've never sort of taken this road where I've just been strict diet, lifting weights. I've always just been scared that the weights were going to sort of blow me up and make me too heavy, whereas with a good diet, it's the complete opposite.
Yeah.
It's just like strip me down, so.
Yeah, spot on.
Yeah.
And I always talk about this. There's 2 things that you're attacking when you're rebuilding. You're trying to build muscle mass, or again, in your instance, maintain it, because you have an above average amount of muscle. Genetics, hard work, luck, all the above.
Yeah.
Probably more hard work than anything.
Yeah.
So you're looking to maintain that, and then you're looking to chip away the fat, which is the calorie deficit. It's the diet, it's what you're eating, and the consistency with it. Wrapped in the basics, looking after your sleep, your stress levels, hydration, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, 12.8 kilos in your first 100 days is fucking fast, man. I think your first scan said you had 21 kilos of fat in total.
Yeah.
So
I think now
you lost over 50% of your total fat pool in the first 100-day rebuild. That's insane if you think of it like that.
Yeah, it is, I guess. Which it was really good. Obviously, as soon as we jumped on that, you get that first sort of big jump down, which sort of just gets you pumped for it, and you're locked in. And then, it was pretty steady, especially for the first thing. And then, obviously, the second stage when we come into it, it was everything just sort of slows down a bit. As you would imagine, because I was obviously getting just not as much to lose, I guess.
Yeah, correct.
Still, just still working hard in the gym and trying to get stronger all the time. And I think which is a big part of the whole being on the going on there and checking what weights I did last time.
Yeah.
And going in. Otherwise, if you're just going in, just doing the weight, you're just
winging it.
You're just winging it, and you're not pushing. Because some days I go in, I wouldn't feel as strong as I was the last time, but I'd check and I'd be like, bloody hell, I did that last time. I know I can do it. So just keep pushing and get yourself to that same sort of weight. So you're not wasting sessions in the gym. Just
All set. All right, let's do the next set. All right, so we're just talking about your first 100 days. Was there anything overly challenging for you for the first 100 days?
The boys, they're obviously all just hanging shit on me, and it's telling me I couldn't do it and all that sort of stuff, which to me it makes it easier to stick through.
This is your mates when you say the boys?
Me mates,
not the boys inside the fucking program.
Nah, the boys inside the program, obviously everything's positive there, but in the old group chat with my mates,
Yeah.
But yeah, they obviously driving me. That sort of stuff just makes me want to do it even more. And then it's taken 7 months now, and I reckon so maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago they've finally come round and they've all signed up to the gym, and now they're in training with me. So
how good's that?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's good.
They've gone from skeptics to now, admirers to a degree. Or at least they've been influenced by your leadership and your results.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, even one of my best mates who runs a roofing company also, he even blatantly said to me, he's like, mate, I'll just see what you're doing. You're not drinking during the week. You look like you're focused. You look like, work's going well, like everything. And he's like, I'm just going to get in the gym and knuckle down, stop going to the pub after work during the week. And but I still drop into the pub with the boys and say good day, and I'll hang around for 15, 20 minutes. I have a soda water. Yeah. They couldn't handle it to start off with. They just like, how you doing that? Just have a beer. And I'm like, nah, I'm not. Like, it's no different. I still get to hang out with my mates. I'm not missing out on life or anything.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm just making the better choice. And then,
spot on. So would you say that like quitting the booze for 6 months and doing this, losing 21 kilos, has that improved other areas of your life? Like, would you say that you're a better business owner, husband, father?
It's not a silver bullet. Like, it's not going to just all of a sudden make me like a better partner, a better husband, but it puts me in the right space to, like, if you want to do that, I wanted to work on that. I wanted to be a better dad, be at home more often, and be clear in the mind for work and stuff. So, and doing this puts you in the right frame of mind to be able to, like, put some of that stuff into action. Do you know what I mean? It's already hard. Like, life's already hard, but you're just pushing shit uphill when you're hungover, you're unfit, you're eating shit food, you're tired, and all that sort of stuff. So just doing this just gives you like so much more of a chance, like an opportunity to actually work on all that other stuff instead of just being struggling through for yourself. It gives you the energy and it frees up the bandwidth too. That mental fog that most blokes exist in when they're drinking and dicking around with their nutrition and eating things that aren't working for their digestive system. They're not looking after their sleep. They're fucking unfocused all over the place. There's just no room to work on yourself or be a better business owner or father or husband. So by default, it kind of gives you the energy and space to do that. Which is awesome. Cool. All right, so we're doing our first working set. Gonna lift the stack here. The weak link in the chain would be my forearms. This is why I've got MPT figure 8 wrist wraps. It takes the pressure off the wrist and enables me to focus on the overload onto the lats. I've worked up to this working set. I wouldn't walk into the gym and just start on 127 kilos. I would probably pull my shoulder out of the socket. I've warmed up accordingly, and that's based on our MPT training system. We do 3 to 4 warm-up sets before we do our 2 working sets. This is working set 1. Awesome. All right, man. So you've lost 21 kilos in total. You're well and truly below 10%. Looking amazing. What are some of the benefits you've noticed from the rebuild that aren't just how you look? Your decision making, I just feel like I'm more focused all the time. It's just getting home and being tired, and a big part of it was the drinking for me. Like, it's, and I'm not one that would drink during the week, come home and just have like 1 or 2 beers or something. I'd never really drink. But if I did go to the pub, and sometimes like you'd have 10, 12 and then you sort of rode off for the next day, or
a couple of days.
And obviously the wife was on your back all the time about that when you like, she wants to be doing stuff, and got 2 young kids. It's obviously pretty hectic, and I'm trying to run a business and other stuff on the side. So, and it just wasn't really working for me. So I thought, I'm gonna get into it. And then when I seen this, just bit the bullet and did it. Just said one day I'm starting tomorrow, and it was good. The moment that I called you, signed up, I think it was like a Thursday or something. Like, we started on Mondays or a Friday, and we straight in and started 2 days later or something. And that's it. Haven't looked back really. So
amazing. Would you say that it's been easier or harder to get to this level of shape at, because I mean, essentially you're the oldest you are today, ever been? You're in the best shape of your life. Was it easier or harder than what you expected, do you think?
I think it was easier, and people, tell people about the diet, and they're like, "Oh, I would never be able to do that," and I'm like, "It's actually, I love the food. Like even when I stop this, I'll be having that egg wrap probably until the day I drop, I reckon. And like the chicken wrap for lunch, it's just so easy. So it's sort of been tailored for me, and it's made it so easy. And obviously I wouldn't be able to do it with my wife. She preps I get home from the gym and she's got my smoothie done ready for me.
Lucky man.
The chicken wraps, everything's packed in the lunchbox and I'm ready to go to work, do you know what I mean? So that's made it like 1,000 times easier. But the workouts, I was saying to them, I've never like worked so easy and had such good results. Like it took me a while to get my head around. I wanted to do extra cardio, I wanted to do this. I'm in my head, just buying into the process. I'm like, I can't be only doing this and think I'm going to get there. It's not going to happen. But then, just being consistent with it, having patience, like talking to the coaches, and over time, the changes they're just gradual but over time they just stack up, and then.
Yep.
Yeah.
We call it the compound effect.
Yep.
And what he means by that too, if you're a listener kind of listening to this going, what do you mean? We do a lower volume, higher intensity kind of approach. We're in the gym 5 days a week for an hour and a half if you dick fart around.
Yeah.
Whereas every other time you try to lose weight, you've done high rocks training, you've done BFTs, you've done all this crazy stuff where they absolutely punish you. So that's what you're talking about, isn't it? You mean like, I'm in the gym 5 days a week, no cardio, all I'm doing is doing these 6 working sets for bis and tris and I'm out of there.
Yeah.
Versus, almost throwing up. Some people go to throw up phase in high rocks training and BFT.
That's what I'm basically known for that.
There you go.
Training myself to absolute failure where I'd be doing time trials and stuff for footy and literally throwing up as I'm running and just like keep pushing and it's just obviously a lot of it's obviously to do with the diet because I was never strict enough on that. But it's also just the consistency part, and I'd be 0 to 100. I'd be going so flat out that it was actually, and starving myself as well, not getting the right nutrients in, and then just diminishing my muscle, and then I'd either end up injured, and then I'd fall straight off the wagon, and just everything would just pile back on. Or I would just be burnt out, and then you just end up falling off anyway. So whereas this is, like I said, it's hard to believe, to be honest.
Well, it is, man.
It's easy to get in this in good nick like this.
Yeah, but I'm always writing like it's not as hard as you think when I post pictures of the client results or heaven forbid myself. I'm like, it's not as hard as you think. Like people they see your physique and think, one, he's steroids.
Yeah.
You've already copped that.
Yeah,
You've copped the steroid compliment a handful of times now.
Yeah.
2, he must be in the gym 2 times a day, doing cardio, weights, eating egg whites and fucking fish and tilapia and salad, and it's just not like that. If you get the numbers right and you're able to look after your body will look after you.
Yeah.
It's my opinion, men our age are meant to look like this. We're not meant to look like 200 fucking pounds of chewed bubble gum like most blokes do, who are approaching it the wrong way. And it's that all or nothing mindset. People like you were saying, they go and do a boot camp for 8 weeks, they go and do high rocks, BFT, work with some fuckhead trainer.
Yeah.
They push them to fatigue, they get sick, injured, their metabolism drops, and then they're doing this up and down roller coaster of no man's land.
I've done it for 10, 15 years, I reckon.
Whereas you've achieved this in just over 6 months, which is insane.
I think the important thing for people to get their head around is if you're going to try and do it, it's not a diet. Like it takes time and it's slow progress, and you just got to put in the time.
Yeah.
And over time, you just get the results.
Yeah.
Like you can't just go, like I said, 0 to 100 and just go flat out and get the best results you think you can in that time.
But then what after? What
like
next?
You said, you just fall off. So.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle upgrade is what it is. You can maintain this physique for the next decade if you want to.
Yeah.
Will you go back to the booze with the boys later? I don't know. That's up to you. But even if you apply balance moving forward, the work we've done on your metabolism by eating the same foods consistently for so long, increasing calories, you'll be able to have a more balanced approach and maintain, a couple of kilos off this look for as long as you want, man.
Yeah.
And it's easy for me to yap about that at 38, but 10 years time, I will still have this physique. I promise you.
100%.
It's a lifestyle upgrade.
For me. I mean, stay consistent in the gym lifting. As we go, I've still got another 6 or 8 weeks with the coaches to sort of build our calories back up.
Correct.
And get into a nice spot where it is like really,
you're not hungry,
not hungry, really maintainable, and then see how I go on my own, and hopefully, stick to it.
Beautiful, great. Okay, so we're moving into weighted chins. I've done a warm-up set, or we've done a warm-up set just with body weight, just to acclimate. Now we're moving into weighted chins. So instead of doing 15, 20 reps with the body weight and being a CrossFitter, I'm pretty big on overload, and I can keep the form, the mind muscle connection, the intensity higher in that 6 to 10 rep mark than I can if I'm doing blasting sets of 15 to 20. You know, studies will show that anywhere from 5 to 30 reps can build muscle. I just find that the lower the rep range, the easier it is to keep concentration, tension on the muscle, and actually stimulate that muscle versus just central nervous fatigue.
Easy.
All right, so what'd you do then? You did 10 kilos.
Yeah.
So 102 kilo pull-ups for 8 reps.
Yep.
Not bad. Someone that's under 10% body fat, fair bit of energy to do that.
Well, in my mind, I just think I used to be able to maybe pull out 1 or 2, and I used to be 20 kilos heavier, so I should be able to do that, shouldn't I?
I like it. That was my next question. How many pull-ups could you do when you were 115 kilos? Couple.
I used to struggle, a couple here and there, but especially, like I said, working on this engagement with my lats, I really struggled to do overhand ones because I just didn't have nothing here, whereas doing the underhand ones, I just rely on a lot of arms and that. So
well, it actually puts your elbow on the right spot to be able to engage lats.
Which I've been working on, like obviously the videos and stuff that come on the app.
In the training app,
Yeah, so there's a couple of times when I just, even halfway through the exercise, I just re-watch it and just try and work on a few bits of form and just try and concentrate on trying to get them like activated, because
it's funny that, man, the guys that always get to the end with their best physiques, they always watch the explainer videos many times. The guys that get the worst results go, I know how to do a fucking deadlift, I don't need to watch the video.
Yeah.
It's funny that.
It's not just a generic video in there, there's tips and tricks and stuff on how to, like I said, how to activate the muscles properly and what sort of tempos and all that sort of stuff in there to really maximise the workout.
Which I've learned over 23 years of doing it.
Yeah, that's what
I'm not a 22-year-old PT who's done a couple of cycles of gear and says I'm a coach. Actually fucking done it. But anyway, let's talk about like what you eat in a day. So obviously running a roofing company, you're physical, you've got stress running people, looking after people, probably doing some physical labour yourself. What did a typical day look like for you kind of when we had your calories high?
Yeah, so I'd go, obviously, get up in the morning and have my pre-workout drink, and then I'd be straight out to the gym. All my stuff's early in the morning, so I go to work. I've got to be on site some morning, 7 o'clock, so I'm up 3:34, drinking to the gym. The gym it's sort of 20-minute drive away, so do my workout, 20 minutes back, get sort of sorted out, get off to work. So it's an early start, but straight home into my smoothie. And then I've got a little microwave in the back of my ute that's all set up in the canopy, so I'll have a couple of eggs, whisk them up, put a bit of chili powder and a bit of flakes and some garlic and stuff in it. Just microwave them for a bit and give them a bit of a stir, sort of scrambled eggs straight in the wrap. It's unbelievable, so good. And then, my wife, obviously, like I said, she's got everything prepped for me, so I've got a snack in there, like I might have an apple in between just to tie me over. And then lunch, I've got a chicken wrap, so pretty big chicken wrap. It's unlimited salad, and I take that to the extreme. It says, It says unlimited, so I can't even roll those things out, like they're bursting at the seams. And then, I have that for lunch, and then protein shake, piece of fruit, like my kiwi fruit in the afternoon, and then straight home for dinner. And big steak, like big plate of potatoes, unlimited greens. And same thing, take it. If I'm really hungry, like I would have a separate bowl. Like
a plate of greens and then a plate of meat and potato.
A plate of I have my dinner here and then I have a spare plate, bowl of greens just to fill me up.
Good.
And it just didn't make any difference. I could eat like as much as I wanted, and then
and then you had a couple of 100-calorie snack options too, didn't you? Which is like yogurt, popcorn.
When we really wound it up, because I've got young kids, and I spoke to CJ and even Coach E-Man when I had him, and I just said, I'm getting home from work and I'm having a really early dinner because I like to have it with the family. We sit the kids down, they go to bed nice and early. So we have, some nights I'm having dinner, most nights around 5 o'clock. And it's a long time between 5 o'clock and say
bedtime,
9 o'clock before you go to bed. So they incorporated a bit of a snack in there for me. So I'd have like a little frozen yogurt or something with a banana, sort of like a little banana split with a frozen yogurt. There's literally less than 200 calories in something that generally I'd probably have like full fat ice cream, chocolate topping, like the works in it, and it'd sort of blow my day out. Whereas this little option is just, and it doesn't taste any worse. It's just a smarter option to have, and still get away with some with a bit of sweets in there. So
amazing. All right, so to recap that real quick, you had your pre-workout drink, which is electrolytes. It's carb powder with branched chain amino acids, super greens, and then a fat burner, I think we had at one point, and like a pre-workout pump kind of ingredient. Cranberry juice, sometimes if you could get it.
Yeah, got the cranberry juice. The mother-in-law used to drive it down from Launceston, buying 5 or 6 at a time. So
so that would be your pre-workout, which would obviously hydrate you, alkalize you, protect muscle tissue, so you're not using muscle tissue while you're training. You come home, you'd have a protein, yogurt, fruit, oatmeal, honey smoothie. Then you'd have an egg wrap, 2 eggs with chili wrap. Then you'd have a piece of fruit, an apple. Then a chicken wrap. Then a protein shake and more fruit. Then steak and potatoes and unlimited veggies, and then 2 snack options at night. And that's what you ate consistently most days for the 6-month period that took you to lose 21 kilos of fat.
Literally, for a long period of that time, we didn't even change anything. We were getting consistent sort of drops. Some days, some weeks it'd pause a little bit, just hang tight, and then after say 2 or 3 weeks, we'd have another big jump down, and we'd just keep it. And it was just being consistent. And a lot of it just sort of, it was that easy just to. And I was not hungry doing it. Like people are like, oh, he must be starving. Like, and I'm like, it's actually a lot of volume of food. So you're not like, I wasn't starving hungry, and the calories were not. It wasn't an overly high amount of calories, but the volume of the food that you're putting in, eating good, obviously good, clean food.
And I mean, the calories are calculated on you. You know, your protein per day is calculated on your scan, how much muscle mass you have. So I always say this, and this is a good opportunity. Somebody that weighs 92 kilos and another person that weighs 92 kilos don't always need the same amount of protein. You've got 84, 85 kilos of muscle on you and 6-7 kilos of fat. If somebody's got 60 kilos of muscle, much less than you, but still weighs the same 90, you two don't need the same protein. You two don't need the same calories. That's where people get it wrong. They all do these free calorie calculators from the fitness influencers saying how much is your weight and what's your height. It doesn't really matter. It's more what you're made of, what that weight is made of. And that's where we got your formula right with the protein, the calorie deficit, and we did it in a way that was smart with highly bioavailable micronutrient-rich foods. In other words, real fucking foods. So steak, kiwi, apple, eggs, you know, the dairy, all the stuff that we did, right? The potatoes, the chicken. And because we're able to give you a lot more volume through your salad and your greens, you're eating in a deficit, losing close to 1 kilo a week, man. 21 kilos in 6 months is pretty much, it's just under over that span. But you went on 3 holidays, so it might have been a bit quicker if you hadn't have done that. And you felt full the whole time. You're getting stronger in the gym, and you've ended up looking like this. Without any steroids, any fucking TRT, any Ozempic.
No, none of that. But like, I still think I wasn't 100% the whole way either. I've probably left, like with the diet, the stages when just mindset, I think, basically, when the coach is sort of saying we're going to increase your calories a little bit, and then in your mind you just get a little picky and you might finish the kids like a little bit of extra off or something, do you know what I mean? So, but pretty well 95, 98%.
Amazing.
All the way along, so just
very cool.
Get there, get there.
All right, so we just got done with weighted chins. Awesome work, man. Looked fucking $1 million. We're gonna move into a single arm cable row here, just to really isolate the lats. But before we do, man, quick question. So you've lost 21 kilos of fat. You've sub 10% body fat. Obviously, it takes a little bit of a shift in identity and who you see yourself as along the way. How did you win those conversations in your head? So when the boys did say, mate, come on, it's Thursday night, we fucking usually have 6 pints at the pub, blah, blah, blah. How did you kind of work through that yourself? Because you can lean on the coaches to a degree, but there needs to be a fair bit of...
I think it was actually what you're saying is a bit of the part of why I sort of wanted to do it and sign up to it, because like I've got like lots of young apprentices and people that work for me, and I need to be a role model for them. Like, my kids are probably a bit too young to sort of notice what I'm doing like that, but they're going to get to the age where they're going to be noticing it. Like, I'm running a pretty reasonable, successful business, but to me, in the eyes of when someone's looking from the outside, it's like, if you're successful, you're not some big fat slob who can't control what they put in their mouth. Do you know what I mean? What's the point of being successful and making good money and having all that stuff if you
look like shit.
If you look like shit and you can't enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I did, man. I just look like shit. Like, I'd get up and look in the mirror. I got married. I couldn't even bloody manage to get myself in reasonable nick. The thing in your head, it's just so different. Like, I'd drop a few kilos and you think, I'm sort of not looking too bad, and then you look back on the photo now and I'm like, fucking hell, like, what was I thinking? Really? So I said to the missus, maybe it's about to be our 1 year anniversary. I said, maybe we just invite everyone back and we'll redo the photos. We'll just get the photographer back and we'll get everyone in the kits again. But anyway, yeah.
Interesting. And you mentioned that, like, you finished your first 12 weeks and you're like, oh, I've got such a good result, maybe I'll stop there.
Yeah.
And now, compared to the result you've got today, the first 12 weeks was like, not even in the same universe.
Yeah.
How did you make that decision to keep going?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously the coaches were saying, well, they weren't really pushing me into it, to be honest. They were sort of like, oh, you've obviously done a good job and you've lost a lot of weight to be where you are and all that sort of stuff. But it was, my sister, who used to be a PT as well, she was sort of in my ear in the background the whole way along, sort of saying, you need to stick at it. I noticed, and this is sort of what she helped me with saying as well, was there's a stage where you get through that first sort of period of everything sort of strips off really fast, and then there's a stage where it almost feels like it's stagnated for a little while, and it's just hard work to get through that second. It's sort of the end of the first block, the start of the second block, and then all of a sudden, it's like I looked in the mirror and my physique, it was almost like it had completely changed. And I'm just glad that I stuck through it and went to the second one.
Yeah.
And then I just got addicted to like the results.
Yeah.
And now, so I went the third one, even though I easily could have sort of like tapered off and got off at the end of the second one, but I was just like, fuck, I'm on a roll here. Like, I'm just going to keep pushing through and getting, and then like you said, I look at the photo now after my first 12 weeks and I'm just like, man, I'm so glad that I kept going to get to where I am now, because I thought I was in good nick then. And I'm just like, man, you went.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy in your mind, sort of like how your mind plays tricks on you, to be honest.
That's the truth, man.
Yeah.
And I always say, like, it's a momentum process. The more weeks and months you string on top of each other consistently, the better the result is. It really does compound. It sounds like a wank, like he's just trying to get you to sign up for more time with him. Yeah. Sure, that's part of it, but for this reason. Selfishly, I want to be standing next to guys in their mid-30s, 40s, business owners, dads, etc., who didn't think they could get to this shape, who just needed somebody to guide them and somebody to have the balls to say, mate, you've lost weight, but you're not fucking there yet. Job's not done.
That's right, yeah.
And, I'm happy to be that catalyst, and it's great that you had that PT, your sister-in-law PT in the background reiterating that.
Yeah.
And the thing is, mate, it's one and done rebuild. Like, we've got 6 weeks left with you now to reverse your calories back up while you maintain this body fat. You'll never have to worry about it again. Or you'll be 4 weeks away from being in this condition, which you can do on your own because you've learnt enough, right? We don't hold any secrets from you. We tell you exactly why we're doing what we're doing and how it all works. Life goes fast. Life's hard anyway. Why not win?
Yeah, that's right. And the thing for me is, like, I'm going to continue to stay on the app, obviously, and have the workouts, and that's the big part of it. Like I said, I'm in there pushing myself in the gym and not just rocking up, like just making up the numbers.
Winging it.
I'm getting something out of it every session because of that, I think so. Yeah.
Really cool. All right, so just got done with one arm cable row. We're going to move into some incline dumbbell row here for the mid-back. Before we do, mate, what would you say to the guy that maybe thinks that it's too late for him?
The longer you leave it, the harder it gets, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I sort of put it off. I was just really locked into, I was building a business and doing some property stuff, and I was really focused on work, and it's just all my focus was in one spot. And then sort of in the blink of an eye, like, I'm looking at myself thinking, I can't leave it any longer. So, and I just bit the bullet. Don't put it off. Don't say I'm going to start in a week, start in 2 weeks. I just got onto it and just started straight away and said it's happening now, and just locked into it. So the worse it gets for you, the harder it is to get it back. Do you know what I mean? I was still pretty active and still was doing a bit of training and stuff. So it wasn't overly hard to start off with, but it's still a shock to the system. The first couple of weeks is a shock to the system. It's not easy. So, but once you get through that, with the sups and I guess staying nice and hydrated, like I'm not even getting sore, and like I'm trying to push myself hard in the gym. It's actually nice when you wake up the day after and you're like, there's
a bit sore in the muscle.
Yeah, there's a bit of stiffness there. I'm actually getting something out of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So in short, I guess it's never too late, really, is it? I mean, it's just an excuse that. I say this all the time. You're the oldest you've been, and you're in the best shape of your life. Like a lot of people don't think that those two can go together in the same sentence. You know, at our age, or whether it's 10 years older. So what would you say to someone like that? Like, have you been surprised how quickly your body has changed at this age as a busy business owner who's a dad?
I feel like I've always sort of had a reasonable sort of
foundation
physique under there, foundation. Like, so I sort of deep down I knew if I could knuckle down and get it done, I was going to come up all right.
Yeah.
But it's just having the process in place, having the coach to check in with, having the right meals and stuff like that. It's just, really dumbs it down for you, and it's just surprising to me like how basic it is really when you do it, and how sort of easy it seems to be once you get the process sort of right. But yeah, obviously, like I said, the longer you leave it, mate, the harder it is for you, and the worse it gets. Like if people are just half-assing it, trying to get into the gym, going on that same yo-yo thing that I was on. Like, man, I've been on it so many times. Like, I'm literally known for it. Like, I come from a small town, and my weight is like a constant talking point, basically, for a lot of people. And it's because it always goes like that. I've been down pretty fit, especially through footy. Like, it's a footy season in, and I'm locked in, and I'm going a million miles an hour, and then off season comes, and I'm used to be on the piss flat out, and then you blow out, and it's, so this is, it feels good to be this old and in good nick, I guess.
Yeah,
so.
Great nick, man. Top 1% easily.
Yeah.
Easily. Amazing. And just to clarify, no TRT, no steroids?
I tried steroids once like I said to you, it was always about my body weight. So about 7 years ago, I reckon I lasted about 4 weeks, and my body blew up with water, and my face like just exploded, and it was just
like
the water
pumpkin.
weight. Yeah, and I couldn't control my diet on it, and I think I went up about 6 or 7 kilos on the scales.
Mostly water.
I had no idea, did I? I was just like, my mate gave me this stuff, and I'm like, and I just like this is not for me, mate, and straight off it, and never tried it ever again. So, and anyway, it's one of those things. I'm honest about it. It's not like I haven't done it, but it just wasn't for me. I couldn't control my eating on it, and the water weight, I just shit myself. I was like, I used to think that if I got in the gym, I'm going to end up looking like Ronnie Coleman or something. Like, this is what gym people look like. I'm going to be this big buff guy. And now going through this process, I understand that it's actually so hard to grow. It's so hard to grow muscle. Like, I've been going 8 months, and I think I've probably grown like 400 or 500 grams of muscle or something. Like, it's crazy. It's just it's so hard. Like,
well, that's the thing. Most people have it underneath fat. I mean, not to this degree. Again, you do have a lot of muscle, and it's not from the steroids. If you did steroids for 4 weeks, someone can't sit here and go, that's why you're so jacked and round and full because of the steroids 7 years ago. 4 weeks isn't going to make no difference.
No.
You've got a lot of muscle mass on you, but it was sitting under 21 kilos of fat that needed to be removed, which most guys that come to me, like you said, they think, if I lift weights, I'll look like Ronnie Coleman. It's not the case, bro. If you lift weights and eat well, we'll get rid of that 20, 30, 40 kilos of fat that's covering the dream physique that you want at the end, which most people want to look, like this, muscular, athletic, and lean.
And literally, it's even after I'd started, I was still skeptical of this process. I was like, the weights, I'm going to get big. And because in the past, I've gone into the gym for a few weeks and started doing some weights, and I haven't had the right diet, and it has literally put water weight on, and I've put on weight, and I've just been thick and felt heavy and felt shit. And I was like, I just didn't stick to it. I didn't have the right diet and the right process to make it work like I have now. So
it's interesting how you've tried so many things on your own, but then and again, not pumping my own tires, but coming to someone who actually knows how to build it out for you, what you're made of, age, height, lifestyle preferences, etc. It's so fucking easy. For me, I do it in my sleep. Literally, I wake up doing meal plans sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's just amazing how simple it is when you follow the right path from somebody who knows what they're doing versus just winging it on your own constantly.
Yeah, it's not like I haven't trained, like I've played pretty reasonably high level footy most of my life.
Yeah.
Like
you know how to push yourself, there's no doubt.
Like statewide VFL sort of level football. So I've been training my whole life, and even just coming into this, I've just learnt so much about, more about like the process, if you know what I mean. Like without subtracting the cardio out of it, because that's what I used to do. I used to smash myself doing cardio like every day until the point where I couldn't do any more, trying to just get the scale down, because in my mind I always had this level. I always had this weight that I wanted to be when I was playing footy, because I knew that I could cover the ground then and I'd play good footy at that weight. So it was just always about the weight on the scale, and never about basically the makeup of it. So
Composition.
Yeah. No.
All right, so resting between sets, and you're saying all your best stuff off fucking camera. So I'm going to ask you this question. You know, we're talking about getting the calories right, lifting, cardio. What were you just saying about that then?
Yeah, look, I just said, as I said before, I was a little skeptical coming in because of all my experience in the past, like always just doing lots of cardio to lose weight. So even like my sort of warm-up cardio and a lot of this, I'd still sneak in a bit of a 3 or 4K run, get a bit carried away here and there.
Before your lifting session?
Yeah, before my lifting session, and then I'd go into it. But yeah, it wasn't, I literally started to get really fit, and the boys got onto me, and I went back and had a few games of footy, and I did the hammy, unfortunately, which is probably the reason why I retired in the first place. But so I couldn't really do any cardio at all for at least sort of 2 to 3 weeks, and over that time, like I just ripped up.
Yeah.
Like without the cardio, I guess the muscles were just, everything felt fuller. The body fat. I just felt so much leaner without the cardio, and it was just blowing my mind. Like I was saying to you before, it wasn't making any sense to me. But it's a
bit of an aha moment for you, I think. And you know, some of the song and dances that we say in the group is compliance is the science, and trust the process. And it's amazing how people just like, oh, I'll just add my own stuff, and then when they do. And then when they stop it and they actually do go all in on the system.
That's me, mate. That's what I was doing. I was doing doing the extra cardio, thinking, because like I said, I just wasn't I'd paid the money, signed up to the thing, and I still wasn't quite a believer until it took something like that. And then after that I was like, fuck. And that's what I said. I reckon I've probably left some actual muscle gain probably on the table over the 7 or 8 months just by doing extra bits of cardio and stuff. Whereas if I had have just been sticking to the process, I could have probably built a bit more lean mass, because I really haven't, for the 7 or 8 months, like I really haven't built any sort of a lot of lean mass. Like I said, maybe 400 or 500 grams, I think it said on the scan. So which is not a hell of a lot, is it, over an 8-month period? But I did have a lot of fat to lose, so it's hard to do both at the same time.
Well, at that speed, you know, losing 21 kilos is a fair bit of weight, man. Like that's one of these plates here.
I know.
Well, you know, if you do that in body fat, you would see it. It would surprise you how much it is. I probably should have got it, chicken fat from the butcher, and brought it in and said, "This is how much fat you've lost. Congrats." But if you're losing that amount, it's difficult to put on muscle. Like now, reversing your calories, if you don't go back to cardio, don't do it, and you increase your calories and keep training and recover, that's when you'll be able to put on muscle a lot quicker. Yeah, which will just make the physique look even more out of control.
Yeah, it's hard. I actually like cardio. Like I enjoy it. So, and I think it's just the mind. Like I like being in the mind battle of the cardio, to sort of push yourself. I like a challenge. It's everything. Like life's hard, get harder. That's my sort of philosophy. So anything that's sort of a bit of a mental challenge or something, I
attack it.
I love it. Yeah.
Good.
Don't get these cups now. Can't breathe.
All right, so just got done doing our working sets on shrugs. Looked amazing there, mate. What would you say to someone that's skeptical? Like, what are your final words, man?
The proof's in the pudding there for them, isn't it, really? I was skeptical too, like I said, all the way through, but it's once you get started into it, even for yourself, you soon become a believer. Do you know what I mean? So if you're in that situation where you're wondering if you should bite the bullet and get it done, or you've been thinking about doing it, like I said, you just got to bite the bullet and make a start. And I was skeptical even all the way up to sort of the end of my first block. I'd lost 10 kilos and I was still thinking, I'm just not sure whether this is working, and just because I'm impatient, do you know what I mean? And because of in the past, I've always been go as hard as you can, do it as fast as you can.
Yeah.
Doing all these challenges, doing bloody 8-week challenges here and all these different things, and just going as hard as you can to lose it as fast as you can.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't work, mate. As soon as I stopped, it'd be like bang, straight back in the other direction. Do you know what I mean? So it's okay to be skeptical, but it just depends if you actually want to get it done and lose weight and get into good shape. Well, you can be skeptical, but you have to just go and sign up, mate. Because look at what happens. Do you know what I mean? The skepticism won't last, mate. I'm telling you. Once you start doing it and you start seeing the results, as long as you can stay consistent and just be patient with it, it's like I said, it's not a race to an 8-week challenge. It's like just consistent, and like that, innit? You always, you eventually get right to where you want to be. Basically. So
he says it's not a race, but he's lost 21 kilos in like over 7 months.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Still
it's
pretty
mindset.
fucking quick, bro. You know,
it's mindset, isn't it?
It's getting out of that challenge mindset, which we have a bit of challenge with the marketplace with that.
Yeah.
But there's also a reason that we've got thousands of results now with, people from every state in the country. You're the second guy I film with from Tassie.
Yeah.
We've got guys from WA, SA, Melbourne, Vic, NSW, Queensland. You're a roofer. I had a builder in here who was 48 last week. I got a plumber of 5 kids who was 46 the week before that. 38-year-old support worker from Melbourne the week before that.
5 kids. Man.
Like, you can be skeptical to a degree, to the point where you're just being like ignorant.
Yeah.
It's how do we get these rebuilds time after time after time with all different kinds of people from all different walks of life, because we know exactly what we're doing.
Yeah, that's right. The price of it for me was almost more like, it was good, to be honest, because I was like, there's no way I'm going to waste that money.
Yeah,
so
skin in the game.
If I'm doing it, I've got skin in the game, and I'm doing it fucking properly, do you know what I mean? So I got in and did it properly, and then, like I said, now I'm just I'm almost addicted to the results of it. I'm finding it hard not to have rest days and stuff and just to stay at home. I want to, because I'm just, I mean, it does feel good when you get back in the gym after a rest day, because you're feeling strong and like that. But I'm having the day off and I'm like,
well, even tonight, mate, like you're in the state, you're in the Gold Coast now with mates that you used to have from your footy days who want to take you out to have pizza and junk, and you're like, no, mate, we're going to a steak restaurant.
Yeah, let's go to a steak joint.
That's not because we told him to do that, by the way, either, if you're listening to this YouTube. That's because you fucking want to do that.
Well, no, I've stayed compliant the whole way, basically. So, and to me, it's like, if you start cheating there and you cheat on a workout or you miss this, then where does it stop for me? So it's like, my family and that, it's been challenging for them at times. I've gone away with other family members and that on holidays and stuff, and I'm like, they want to go out somewhere for lunch, and I'm like, I need to go and get a chicken wrap. I'm having a chicken wrap for lunch. And then they want to go somewhere, they want to go Italian for dinner or something. I'm like, well,
check the menu, is there a steak?
That's what I mean. And I'm like, we're not going there, but we're going down the road, I'm getting steak.
Because I can eat a steak,
that's it. Yeah. So,
but like at the end of the day, mate, the juice result, it's worth the squeeze, which is the effort, the dedication. Would you say that today? Like rocking up, looking at how you look today on camera,
100%,
it feels a bit better than a mouthful of pizza. Would you agree?
That's right. Oh, 100%.
And
mate.
most blokes have lived 30 years having too many mouthfuls of pizza, so give this a try.
That's it. And like people, it's actually not that hard to do once you.
Yeah, it's simple.
To make that decision, like I said, I just made the decision that I'm just going to stick to it 100, because once you start pulling little bits out here and there, it's easy just to like where does that stop? And then
fall back into bad habits.
What I mean. And then you end up only doing following half the protocols basically, and you're not going to get the results that you're after. So
nailed it. Yeah. All right, mate. Congrats. 21 kilo rebuild.
No, thank you.
Looking insane, dude. Well done.